Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Select Star podcast. And in this episode, we have the amazing Debbie O'Brien. We need a drum roll. I got to get like some sort of like drum roll going. Okay.
Just get a drum. I mean, you got musical instrument in the background. Just bring the drum on.
There we go. I have my cello. So I have to play something before. Okay. There we go. See. But yes, we have Debbie here today. Debbie, it is amazing it's been a while. Finally get to see you again. So we get to see each other again. So it has been way too long.
It's cool when you get to like talk to people that you've actually met in person, right? You're actual real person. I know you actually
I am a real person. I'm not like some really, interesting AI and a generated, anyway. Yeah. Yeah. The last time we saw each other was like Amsterdam. And so that was like what, 2.5, almost 3 years ago, actually. Yeah. A little over 2.5, 3 years ago. So it has been a minute. Wow. It is great to see you again. So for those who don't know you, aren't familiar with you, if you could just take a moment and just introduce yourself and just, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I used to like have so much to say about myself. And then I had twins and then all my all my life disappeared. and now I don't exist anymore. I just work and look after my kids. But I used to be really cool and interesting. And I used to do like 3 hours of sport a day. And I used to cycle and run. And people knew me for my sport. And now I built in my garage, I built an actual like CrossFit studio kind of thing. So I actually, so I go down there and I do my kind of like stuff, but I work full time and then I look after my kids as well. So there's no time. And now my kids who are 2, they just want to be like on my CrossFit thing. And, so I end up building them a gym. So now they've got their little cool gym with like a climbing thing and with swinging bars and things like that.
Yep.
But then they want to be on mine. So I end up in theirs on the little swinging bars.
It's so funny. We have a little 2-year-old, and I'm telling you, like, I mean, first off, they are the main characters. So you're right. It's so funny when you said like, oh man, like, I used to be really interesting. Now it's like our, the little ones, right? And it's like, you're right. It's like, now they're the main character. We're just kind of like the best supporting actor and actress, and so like, that's so true.
But it's fun. Raising kids is the best thing ever. And I don't regret a single second. My bike is sitting there and I could do indoor cycling, which is never the same. I live in Mallorca. So anyone that's into cycling and knows Mallorca, it's the best place in the world for cycling.
Is it really?
It's insane. Yeah. It's like just the views, like we have the most amazing views, the roads, everything. It's fantastic. It's a great place to cycle. And the weather, of course, which really helps, right?
All right. Okay.
So,
all right. 2026 visit. Maybe 2027 for me, but 2026, 2027, something. Maybe 2027. All right. I got to visit. So
I've just got to get my kids up to like, the age that they can take them cycling. And then my life will start to become more interesting. Now they are fascinated with bikes. They're really good, but they're not able to pedal yet. You're not that stage. So it's, but yeah, sport is very, very important. So I want to encourage my kids to also see that sport is, part of their lives. I want them to like it. I don't want to push them into anything. So I just show them everything and then hope that they kind of like, decide, yay, let's go running together. Let's go cycling together. That would be, imagine going to like a race and then racing alongside with your sons, right? That would be just so cool.
Amazing. That's so cool. That'd be amazing. I know that's like the best feeling. That's like when you feel like, oh, this is awesome. Life is amazing. So yeah. Oh, that's wonderful, man. Yeah. So, I mean, have you always been into cycling? Is that something you've just done, or is this like something you picked up over the years? Like what? Yeah. What's that?
I mean, I don't know. I've always been into sports. So even back into like school days, I was on the hockey team, the football team, the badminton team, the netball team. Like I was on everything.
And you were an all-season athlete for sure.
Yeah,
okay, that is
I was. And then I did taekwondo as well, right? So weekends I'd be like, there's a hockey match, there's a football match, and there's a taekwondo competition. What do I do? I need to be in 3 places. So I absolutely loved sport. Sport was my thing. Now, I don't particularly, now this is probably me doing the wrong thing and saying negative things and I should be positive and all that kind of stuff.
No, you're good.
But I don't actually think I'm very good at like the sports, right? I'm never like, I mean, taekwondo, I got my 4th degree black belt. So people go, oh, what do you mean you're not very good?
Whoa,
and I won loads of medals and stuff, right? But I always, this is my problem. I'm always training with the best in the world.
Yep.
When you train with world championships and masters,
Yep.
When I go cycling, I cycle with people who are training for these, 6-day races and
Hmm.
all this kind of like. So
Yep.
I'm training with the best in the world. Therefore, I always feel like I'm not very good. But
Yeah.
actually, if I compare myself to the normal person out there,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
I don't seem to find the normal person. I'm always
Yeah.
with like these,
The
hardcore
amazing folks. Yeah.
athletes, right? That run
Yeah.
marathons as like a
Hmm.
normal kind of like
Hmm.
walk in the park and
Yep.
so yeah, so when did I get
Mhm.
into cycling? I mean, I always had a bike as a kid and stuff like that, but cycling as a
Yep.
sport,
Hmm.
I think maybe it was about 8 or 10 years ago,
Oh,
maybe
really? Okay.
10, something
Hmm.
like that. And
Hmm.
a friend was doing it, and Mallorca's a great place for cycling, and we
Yep.
got the bike, and I was
Yeah.
so terrible. Like it's really hard. Like
Wow.
cycling,
Hmm.
like when you take a road bike, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
It's
Yep. Yep.
really hard. You fall off. Your feet
Hmm.
are stuck to the pedals and you just like lose your balance and you're like
Oh,
on the
man.
curve. So there's a lot of learning, right? And you're like,
That is
I
that
have to
is
learn
that.
how to ride a bike from the start again.
Man, yeah, in Washington, I did a lot of mountain biking, and so I didn't do the whole like pedal hooks, but I remember a lot, everyone had like the pedal hooks and all that stuff, and
Yeah.
like I mean, their mountain bikes and even like their, especially like the road, like a lot of the like road bikes and everything like that. I never got into like that far. So,
Yeah. It's,
but I can only imagine. I know that's, whew, wow, that is
and then
amazing.
you've like, when you start going to cycling and you
Hmm.
know, I mean, I got up to 200 kilometers in a day, which
Oh
is
wow,
insane. It's
that is
absolutely
absolutely insane.
insane. It's
Wow.
amazing, and
Hmm.
it's a very much a mental strategy. Like
Hmm.
it's mentally, and I wrote a whole
Hmm.
blog post as and I was tweeting as I
Yeah.
was doing this one because
Hmm.
I was actually with the group. I used to cycle with Rafa, which is a very
Hmm.
well known cycling club,
Yep. Yep.
and
Yep.
again the top of the top. So
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I had literally a problem with my leg. There was some sort of like I was getting some cramps and stuff. So I was like,
Hmm.
you know what, you're just gonna have to go ahead. I think we're on kilometer 40
Hmm.
at this stage. And I was like, I'm not gonna make it. So just go ahead. So they went
Hmm.
off and then I had no pressure. So I was like, I'm just gonna keep going a little bit in my own time. And I just kept going.
Hmm.
And then I remember like I'm just gonna do like 10 more kilometers. And
Yeah.
they gave me like I don't know if you use WhatsApp, but they gave me live location in
Oh
WhatsApp.
yeah.
So I could
Hmm.
see where they were. And I kept
Oh
looking and
wow.
went, they're not that far away. I'll just keep going. They're not that far away. I'll just keep going. And I did like 100 and something kilometers on my own, which
Mhm.
is insane. But I
Oh,
caught
wow,
up with them.
that is absolutely insane. Oh my gosh.
Like I caught up with them, and it was actually crazy because they stopped for something to eat.
Mhm.
And they stopped, and then I just like arrived, and I'm like, hey, and they're like, oh my god, you're here, and I'm like, how did you do all that on your own? I was like, I don't know. I stopped on the way. I took photographs
Mhm.
and I tweeted it, and I said,
Yep.
and I just felt like when I was telling people that I got to this stage, I was celebrating that little victory.
Mhm.
And that
Yeah.
helped me then
Mhm.
start again and go
Yep.
and do another 10. So I wasn't
Yep.
kind of going, I need to get to
Mhm.
Z. I was like, I'm
Yep.
just going to go to B. And if I make it a
Yep.
B, I might go to C, but I don't need to go to D if I don't want to. And that helps. And I think that's
Mm.
a kind of thing in life that we always have to,
Yeah.
we set ourselves such goals and we
Mhm.
look at the end goal
Yep.
and actually just like slow steps, slow steps, slow steps.
Yep. Those small wins, those like, I mean, those
Yes.
small wins can be really significant, and they add up to something significant. That's so
Yes.
true. Yeah, when you're thinking of, I was like thinking about when you said like, oh man, training like world champions. I'm like, oh man, I'm like, oh, I know how that feels. When I
Yeah.
did Muay Thai, or like, Muay Thai, like
Mm.
MMA at the time, like the gym that I was at, a lot of those folks that came out of that gym, again, UFC, one championship. So like people are like, oh, Austin, you're great. It's like, no, I was getting my butt kicked by,
Yeah.
by a lot of these folks, and
Yeah.
I feel as though I'm mediocre. I'm like, oh, I'm actually really mediocre. I'm just trying to survive sometimes, when we're training or practice sometimes, or like, and so like, I'm like, whoa, like, and so again, like, yeah, anyway, I thought that was like, yeah,
But I
sort of
wouldn't
what you're
change
talking
it
about.
for the world. I would rather
Oh,
be the
absolutely wouldn't. I
worst
loved it.
in a world full of champions than
Hmm.
the best in
Yep.
in a world full of losers. I don't mean that to
Oh,
sound bad,
absolutely. Oh,
but
yeah. No, no, it doesn't sound bad. No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. 100% with you. Cause I think that also shows like, hey, I mean, like, sure, there's levels, but also B, like, there's growth. There's so much
yes.
growth, so much I can learn. And, I think that speaks like volumes in like so many different areas. It's like that, again, growth mindset, right?
Yes.
But, and being in, and just
Where do I hear
being
that
in,
from?
I know, I wonder, man. But yeah, for those who don't know, we both, again, I used to work at Microsoft and everything like that, and so is it
Yeah, if
Microsofties or Softies or Microsofties? I don't even know. Was
And
that
this is
what's
out
the
in
terminology?
January, right? This is going to be out in
Yeah,
January. So then I can
yeah, yeah, yeah.
say, because right now I still am employed, but in
Hmm.
January I can say I used to work for Microsoft.
Okay, all right. See, there
Oh.
we go. Okay. Oh yeah. No, but yeah. So, like, yeah, I think I love that, and the same thing goes. Same thing goes for like even in like development as well too. I think where I'm currently at, Love Harper, right? A small company,
Hmm.
but like there's a lot of amazing engineers, a lot of folks that I really enjoy it, and enjoy just being like, hey, am I the smartest person in them? Absolutely not. There are
Yeah.
some people there who are like phenomenal what they do, from node core contributors to folks
Wow.
who just, I mean, building their data, building. Oh yeah, I used to build databases from scratch. I was like, I didn't used to do that, So, or
Yeah.
maintaining some course, and it's just like, it's amazing to be around a lot of like great folks, and a byproduct of that is, sure, you can be around them, but also putting in the work, as you said, going from point A to point B, doing those wins and having those victories and whatnot, and just that
And
continual
that's
growth.
the good thing about change. Although we
Hmm.
don't like change, and
Hmm.
nobody likes changing a job, nobody likes, like, we're happy, we're doing, great things with the teams that we're doing. But when you're forced to change, or when you decide to change, you
Hmm.
can grow a lot from it. So
Yep.
if you take it
Hmm.
as an opportunity, although that's hard, sometimes you're like,
Uh-huh.
and it's a mindset of like, this
Hmm.
is a terrible thing that's happening to me. But then you kind of go, but whoa, now I can get to work with these other amazing people, because not
Yes.
only one company in the world has amazing people, there are
Hmm.
so many
Yes.
others.
So many
So
other
yeah.
companies. Oh yeah, that is so true. Yeah, and sort of even like leaning into that, right? You've done a lot from. I know, like DevRel, like leading DevRel with Nuxt, right? Bid.dev, and even like Playwright at Microsoft as well too. You've done a
Yes.
lot with at all these different companies. I'm really curious to know, like, sort of like, how does that sort of play into like the companies you've been at, working with these amazing folks, and even like you yourself, right? So I just want to.
It
I'm like
makes
I'm
me
like
feel
trying.
like the weakest
Mhm,
link, right?
mhm,
Because, you come in and first of all, you've got like,
mhm.
Nuxt, Sebastian and Alex Chopin, right? So they created the
Yep.
framework. They were just like, wow, like they were my heroes before I
Mhm.
actually got employed. So I was going off
Yeah.
giving
Yeah.
conference talks saying like, these guys are amazing. I love this. I love this. And then I get to work with them, and you get to see
Mhm,
like the knowledge that they have, the
mhm,
insane speed at how they're like able to
mhm.
develop things. It's just like,
Yeah.
and then, I did work for Bit.dev, which not a
Mhm,
lot of people know about, but it's again another
yeah.
amazing company. And the engineers there, the CEO, like I was
Mhm.
live coding with the CEO, like the two of us are just coding
Oh,
together. Like
no
that's
way! No
cool.
way! What?
Yeah.
Okay, that is
And
actually
that's
really cool.
cool. It's
That's really
cool.
cool.
So I love that when you actually get to learn from the best. So the same then in Playwright with Microsoft,
Mhm,
the engineers are like some of the best in the world, in my opinion. Like they really are. I mean, they came from
mhm,
the Chrome Dev Tools, right? So,
mhm.
we all know how amazing that is.
That's
And
true. Yeah.
I was working with them in the sense of like, elbow to elbow. Yes, I didn't do a lot of the coding on the Playwright framework, of
Yeah.
course, that's
Yeah.
all theirs. But I'm in the conversations with them, and I can
Mhm,
see and learn from them and from their code base and their decisions. And you learn a hell of a lot.
mhm.
So it's just amazing to work with the people, amazing people that think differently to you, that are
Yep. Mhm,
fast on the, like at just
mhm,
getting things done in a different way.
mhm.
I've never been the strongest software engineer in the world, right? That's
Yeah. Yeah.
because I never really spent a lot of my time in software engineering. I was in
Mhm,
architecture, in team leading, in developer
mhm.
advocacy. So
Yep.
my skill level is very different. If you
Mhm.
threw me in as a software engineer, I'd be the weakest in the definitely I'd be the weakest in the group, right?
Not for long. I don't know. I mean, just you, Debbie. As I said, I feel like I feel like you'll get up to speed pretty quickly. You're really good. You're good at
I
what you do.
always aim to learn it. If there's something
Mhm.
I don't know, I
Yep.
didn't know Playwright when I first joined the company.
Mhm,
I had to learn it from the scratch. I had to understand it. I had to,
mhm.
and that's the kind of thing like I always want to learn something new. I like
Yep.
learning, and then I
Mhm.
like the way I actually, do you know what? I got a lot of comments recently about like, people have watched my videos and they really like how I
Yep.
break things down
I'm one of
to
them.
thanks. And it made me reflect on like why, but I'm because the way I see it is, right? This is me being the whole, instead of accepting the positivity, I'm being the whole negative thing, thinking, but my videos are terrible. My editing skills are really bad. I don't have really good lighting, so I'm looking at all the like the production quality is not great, but they're
Mhm.
looking at the content quality. So
Yes.
I'm kind of saying, right, why am I so good at breaking something down into easy to understand?
Mhm,
And I think it goes back to how I learn. and it's
Mm-hmm.
who we are as people, right?
Yep.
So if I go back to when I was a teenager, how I learned geography, for example,
Mm-hmm.
I would actually just sit on my bed with books open, writing down notes, and I would speak out loud as if I was teaching somebody in front of me that didn't
Mm,
exist. So my
I like that.
way of always learning was to actually teach somebody that didn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I was teaching that person, I was helping my
Mm-hmm.
brain understand because you're reiterating over it in different ways.
I
So
see.
that's
Yep.
been my way of learning. And that's how so
It's
I'm just
amazing.
basically, I'm not making an effort when I do my videos in the
Yeah.
sense of when I'm teaching you because I've already
Mm-hmm.
made the effort in the learning. Does that make
I
sense?
see. Yep, that makes sense. That makes total sense. Wow. Like this is insightful. Wow. Okay.
Which makes
And
me feel stupid sometimes because I can't just accept that this works this way.
mhm,
So if someone says, "Oh yeah, you just do that and then blah blah blah," I'm like, "No, I need to know why you need to do that in order to get blah blah blah," and I will have
mhm,
to figure all that out. My brain has to actually figure that out, and then I kind of go,
yeah.
"Ah, you need to do that because blah blah blah,"
mm, Yep.
and then I'm like, and then it's easy because then I have the story, and I'm very
Yep.
good at like creating the story, but I need to understand that story first, and that's the hard bit that nobody sees.
Yep.
That's the off-screen part that takes
Yeah.
ages.
Yeah. Oh, didn't you like? I thought you wrote a post about something like that, very similar, like the amount of time that goes into even just writing a blog
Yes.
post. Yes. So
Yeah.
like it's a lot, and you're right. Like something that could be 5 minutes of content can take hours, right? And I think
Yes,
that's really true, especially when it comes to content creation, which is I mean, whew, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work. I
it
mean,
does.
highlighting that process, I guess, is the bulk of your time primarily around bridging that gap specifically, right? Is it that particularly? Again, what you just discussed, or
Yeah, and you see, this is a thing, right? Because
Mhm.
in the world, we compare ourselves to everyone else. So, you
Yeah,
compare yourself to someone else, and they've like, and I'm going to use a name here. I'm going to use Adios Osmani at the moment because he
yeah, yeah,
is
yeah, yeah, yeah.
sending out content like there's no tomorrow. So I'm
Mhm.
thinking, oh my God, if I'm gonna compare myself to him, which I shouldn't because he's like, wow. But and then you
Yeah.
go, "Oh my God, I'm not doing enough." I'm like, he's got so much
Mhm.
more content coming out,
Yep.
so much more, so much this, and this.
Yep.
But you can't compare against because everything is different and every
Mhm.
people's job description, everything, personal
Mhm.
time. There's a lot of
Yeah.
factors that kind of weigh in.
Yep.
So, I don't know. I don't even know what the question was, Austin. Like
Oh,
totally
no, you're
rambled
good,
off.
you're good, you're good.
But but
No, you're
basically,
good.
but basically, yeah, the a lot of the time goes into understanding the product and understanding how things work, so that the
Mhm.
content is very easy. You can just create lots of content if you want to. Right now, you
Mhm.
can just say, "Hey, ChatGPT, just create me a blog post about this feature," and it will just create it and it's
Mhm.
just out there, done. But is that
Mhm.
actually really meaningful content?
Mhm. Yep. Mhm.
And
No,
I
it's
like
not.
to
It's just
think that my content is meaningful because I spend the time trying to figure
it
out
is,
how
yeah.
it works.
Yep.
But I do use AI to help me
Oh,
get there
absolutely.
faster,
Yep.
for sure.
Mhm. Yep.
But yeah, it's I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not
It's
easy.
interesting. It's not easy at all. Content creation is not easy at all. And I'm really curious to know, like, what was the process of that like? I mean, thinking about this, right? Working
Hmm.
on content creation for open source tools, right? I think there's a level of content creation or getting feedback from, like internally, right? With the team itself, but also balancing that with, externally, right? The community.
Hmm.
So like, what was that process like for you? Because one thing in particular, it was really great, right? Whenever I looked at either nuts things, as I said, I read a lot of a lot of your blog post videos, especially when it came to Nuxt, and the same thing as well for Playwright, right? How do you sort of balance building out that content, uh, for for what's what the community's asking versus what's also needed and what's planned internally as well too, right? So how does that sort of? I know that's a loaded question.
Yeah.
It could
And
probably be
it's
its own
kind of
30-40 minutes. Yeah.
someone asked me in a job interview, what is your strategy? I was like, I don't have a strategy. I think that is my
Mhm.
strategy. Because things change so much, right? So
Mhm.
it's like you cannot say, right, every single month I'm going to do 2 blog posts and 3 videos and blah 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 because
Mhm.
the product, for example, might have a really, really big feature that's like such a wow feature that you need to really like spend a lot of time
Mhm.
doing videos, or
Mhm.
they could have a feature that's just so difficult that needs a lot of your internal testing out, um,
Mhm.
trying it out to see if like this makes sense to show to the public, or do we need more work internally? Like, send it back to the engineers. No, rethink about it, change it. And we had a lot
Yeah.
of stuff that like I would make a video of it, and I'd be like, this video is ready. Like, this is cool. I spent loads of time. I
Hmm.
edited it. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And the whole engineering team would go, no, we don't like it. And I'm like,
Mm.
what? And they're
Really?
like,
I was
no,
like,
no,
what?
the video is great. We don't like the feature. We need to rethink it. We need to change it. And then they'd go
I
ahead
see.
and they'd improve the product based on that work.
Oh,
But no one would
interesting.
see all that hard work that I
I
spent a
see.
whole week that just went in the bin. But it
Hmm.
didn't go in the bin because the product improved
It
because of it.
was.
But
I
kind of
see.
feels
So
like it just went in the bin,
does, yeah, it would feel that way, right? It's like building out a I don't want to say a prototype, but like building out, so you say, oh man,
Yes,
we
it's
can
kind
really
of
make
like
something really
prototypes. Yeah, it is
like
like,
prototyping.
I
Yeah.
guess, yeah. And then
Mm.
when you do then take something out to the public, and there was a great example there with Playwright where we,
Mhm.
released the Playwright agents,
Yeah.
and a lot of the community went and created videos based on it, but they
Hmm.
didn't really understand it. So
Mm.
they made a lot of mistakes, and they were confusing the Playwright MCP with the Playwright agents, and it was getting like, and we were like correcting them, going, no, so we've got to do a deep dive, and we've got to
Mm.
actually go to the tool calling so they can see what they're using, which one they're using, why would you use one over the other
Mm.
and stuff.
I
So
see.
again, sometimes you've got to like
Hmm.
check what the community are doing, and are they learning things the right way? Are
I see.
you helping them, or have you just confused them?
Interesting, interesting. And oh man, I'm really curious. And so what is there, again, I know like again it's kind of hard. I know you're like gotta dip into your repository of of like content that you've built out over the years, but Playwright's a great example. Was there anything like that very similar with Nuxt? As I said, so I'm really curious to know if you've encountered anything like that similarly within Nuxt. So
I think Nuxt was very different,
mm, okay.
because also Nuxt, I was hired with Nuxt at the time of COVID. So
Hmm.
everything went a little
Oh yeah,
bit
I do
kind of
remember that. Yeah.
weird times, right? So you
Yeah,
weren't at
weird
the
times. Yep.
conferences with the people, you were just
Hmm.
online. So I did
Hmm.
do a lot of outreach and a lot of kind of speaking online and stuff like that, but you weren't getting the community feedback was at a different level, right?
I see. Yep.
And yes, we did have like, meetings and stuff. And obviously we're working, through
Hmm.
Discord channel, and, we get on with the team and things like that. Um, but it was just different, even though now everything is
Yeah.
remote and it's normal. But at that time,
Yep.
it was the first time people had started to go remote. So people were trying to
Hmm.
figure out how to do this whole remote kind of work.
Hmm.
But with Nuxt was also pretty established, I think, when I joined, in the sense of the framework was very much like, it was just amazing as it was. And
Hmm.
then obviously they built the tools kind of on top of that.
Yep.
Um, but my main role, to be honest, was restructuring the whole documentation just to make it
Mm,
easier for people to like onboard easily,
I see. Hmm.
and to take it to further levels, because we were very strong in Europe, for example, especially in
Hmm.
France, obviously.
Hmm.
But we weren't very strong in America, right? America
Yeah.
hadn't really heard of Nux. They weren't really Vue people. They were much more React.
Yep.
So it was trying to like bring that over to that side and kind of like
Hmm.
showcase that, why do you need
Yep.
Nuxt over
Hmm.
just Vue, for example? And
Yep.
why would you use a Vue framework instead of a React framework when you have like Facebook behind, you
Yep.
know? So there were
Yeah.
those kind of challenges. So it's very different. But the community were amazing. So the community weren't ever really asking for many things as such. Like,
Interesting. Yeah.
yeah, as in,
Did you have to like source a lot of your feedback from like from Twitter or from I guess Blue Sky was not around during that time at the
no, was it?
but like a lot of the different like LinkedIn, like how did
I
you
don't
yeah
remember taking feedback back to the team. Like what I did with Playwright was very much a feedback back to the team. I don't remember,
mm,
no, 'cause maybe I
I see.
did, but we're talking about
Hmm.
like 6 years ago.
6 years ago, yeah, I was like,
I
me
don't
even be asking that, yeah,
remember.
that's a long time. Even for me, I'm like, what did I like? What happened 5, 6 years ago? I can't
Like
remember
maybe
too much.
Sebastian will go, Debbie, oh my God, did you not remember you did this? I don't, did I?
I don't.
Um,
Yeah. Again, I'm like, I'm asking you to pull out, answer questions from in the repository of all the stuff that you've done. So
Definitely the
but
docs. I remember doing the
mhm,
docs. That
the
was a
docs, yeah.
big project.
Hmm.
I remember the docs and the videos, of course, all the getting
Hmm.
started videos, like a
Yep.
lot of getting started material, and
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
don't, yeah, a lot of
Yeah. Interesting.
demos.
Yeah. It's one thing I remember. There was a quote that I remember. I forgot who it's from, but I remember referencing this quite a bit. Like the 50% of your product is the actual product itself. The other 50% is like the documentation, and
Yeah.
I think that definitely like holds to be true, especially when it comes to adoption, right? When I think
Yes.
about that, when I look at again the work that was done with Nuxt, actually, ironically, around that time when you joined her, I was like, oh well, okay, let me check out
Yeah.
Nuxt, right? And all the work that you did there with the docs, and oh, this is really nice, right? Vue, Nuxt, like one thing that I know that they're known for in the community is like really solid documentation, something I really
Mm-hmm.
love, right? And then even when it came to Playwright, I think even when it came to condensing, I think about your conference talks, right? The fact that you condensed like it was really a getting started. I remember this sitting in the front row of like in the Amsterdam
Yeah.
when you gave your presentation, you were discussing the
I had,
yes.
go
Hmm?
on,
No,
go on.
you go, yeah.
I
You
had
say what
just
you say.
come back from Antarctica.
Oh wait, really?
Yeah, I was on the
Oh.
cruise to Antarctica, and I remember putting on the
Hmm.
slides on the View Amsterdam stage the pictures
Hmm.
of Antarctica. I was like this is amazing, and I was speaking about Nuxt right there on the stage.
Hmm.
Yeah, like it's insane. Well, I love
No
that.
way.
I love that conference.
Oh my gosh, Antarctica. Yeah, I've never been to Antarctica. I want to go one day.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Beautiful? Was it?
It's
Was it
amazing.
beautiful?
It's out of this world.
Ooh,
Like
okay.
everyone should go there just to see the world at a different level with silence, the
Hmm.
peace, the beauty. It's insane. It's like
Oh, that's
wow.
amazing.
It's where
That's
nature at
amazing.
its best. Take away
Oh,
the
that's
people
amazing.
in this country. This world is
Mhm.
beautiful.
Yeah, that's honestly amazing. But yeah, like
But
I
yeah,
remember,
one
yeah,
thing I do remember at Nuxt was I
mhm.
built the ambassador program.
Oh yeah, yes, 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 yes.
Yeah,
Okay. Mm. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, you did.
so did
Oh
I.
yeah, you did. Yeah. Look at that. See, just random things popping out. Yeah. Yeah. No, I do remember that. Oh my gosh, I think I at one
Yeah,
point almost applied to it or something like that. Yeah, I totally forgot. But yeah, I
and
remember that.
and the newsletter. I did the newsletter. That's what I did. So I see. I remember now. I
Okay.
actually.
I love
I
this.
I actually sourced what the community were doing so that I could
Hmm.
highlight and showcase the amazing things that the community were writing about or videos they're creating or the
Mm,
plugins that they were creating. And
I
that in
see.
itself was like, so I wasn't really bringing things back to the engineering team, but I was bringing the
Hmm.
community back to the engineering team as if to say like, wow, look
Yeah.
what these have done. That was
Yep.
really, that was really cool.
That's really cool. And wow, that is amazing. Yeah, as I said, it's always really interesting to yeah, just seeing the work that you've done. Again, as I said, like even when it came to like that Amsterdam, like the talk itself, like you condensed like sort of a getting started with like an us understanding what Playwright was, how it works, and how it differs from other frameworks or testing platforms framework. What was the correct terminology? I want to say testing frameworks, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like how it differs from others or whatnot. And I was like, oh wow, like I left feeling like knowing, oh wow, like I feel comfortable enough to get started with Playwright to even experiment with it, but also like B, like like leaving like with also like understanding the differentiating factors between like Playwright versus like any like Selenium and all the other like everything else out there and whatnot. And so like yeah,
I think
it's
they were the easy talks to give, right? When you kind of like
hmm.
introducing something, and I remember doing the
Hmm.
next one very similar as well on the
Yeah.
Amsterdam stage as well. Like these
Hmm.
are like you know you're getting started, you're new, everyone knows nothing, but then when like
Hmm.
playwrights established or Nooks is established, now you have to come up with a something different, something better,
Yeah.
something like they want more, and
Yeah.
becomes harder, right? Because then you gotta like dive deeper, right? And you're gonna go,
Yeah.
oh
Hmm.
no, they know they should
Hmm.
know all this. They don't, not always, but they should know. And now you're like taking it to this level, which has been fun. It's always fun to teach people the things that they
Hmm.
should know that they don't know.
Hmm. Yeah, man. So I guess so like now, as of now or whatnot, I was gonna ask the question like, what's next? What's next? No, look, all right, let me stop. That was a terrible joke. That was a terrible joke.
Yeah.
That was a terrible joke. Okay.
That's okay. I would totally work for next. I do a lot more React stuff than I do Nuxt stuff, to be honest. My website is still on
Hmm.
Nuxt, and I think Nuxt is a fantastic
Yeah.
framework. But
So.
for
Hmm.
some reason, AI has decided that React is the way forward. So a lot of our prototyping tools are
Hmm.
using React first, and they're not letting you choose between. So I'm
I
just,
know. I really like Nuxt. I wish a lot of that. I've used Dyad and everything like that, and it just keeps defaulting
hmm
to React. Everything just
yeah,
all the LLMs just default to React, and I'm like I love
it's
Vue,
fine.
I love
But
Nuxt. Yeah, it's fine, but yes,
maybe
uh,
because it doesn't matter, you're just trying to get something out there. The code doesn't
yeah.
matter. It's actually just how it works. And but
Hmm.
yeah, what is next? Do you know what? I don't know. And maybe when this comes out, I will know. But right now, at this particular moment in time, I
Yep.
do not know. I will
Hmm.
tell you that I am absolutely overwhelmed by all the support I've had from the community. Like, I swear to God, I was not expecting it. I wrote a blog post to basically
Mhm.
just, I wrote a blog post because I needed to let go. I needed to
Mhm.
actually just get all my feelings from inside and
Yep.
just get them out. And my
Mhm.
way of doing it is writing. And I actually mean writing,
Yes.
like writing. So I
Mhm.
basically just wrote it all down. I
Mhm.
slept. And then the next day I read over it to make sure I
Mhm.
kind of hadn't messed things up and, it
Yep.
was clear on my head. But it would been in
Yeah.
my head for like days. I was like, I need to get
Mhm.
this out. This needs to get out. So
Yeah.
then I posted it and I was like, oh my God, I had like 200,000 views on LinkedIn, which is insane.
No,
I'm like,
oh, really? Oh, but yeah, it
yeah,
was a very popular. I mean, it didn't even take like 24 hours, and I saw that. I think we were like 1,000 plus likes, and I'm like, oh my!
it
And
was
everyone was like
insane.
resharing this, and I was like, oh my god,
I should
yeah.
have charged
So at
people
this
a
point,
euro to read it, and then I would just retire.
I would have paid it €5 to read a post by different. I'll do it. I'll do it.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I got so much support from people, and
Hmm.
it really helped because you always feel a little bit down when
Hmm.
bad things happen, and then you like
Yep.
feel you people lift you up, and the community
Hmm.
is amazing. So
Hmm.
community lifted me up, and when I'm strong,
Hmm.
I can do great things. If I'm not strong,
Hmm.
like in
Hmm.
sport, if you don't
Yep.
have the strength, you can't get up the hill.
Yep.
And if you have
Yeah.
a big team of
Yep.
cyclists in front of you, you know
Hmm.
how cyclists go in like two and
Hmm.
twos and twos and twos and twos. You get in
Hmm.
that cycling train, you're carried by them and you make it
Yep.
up that hill. But if you're
Yep.
straggling behind, the
Yep.
wind has got you, everything is
Hmm.
against you, and you're on your own.
Yep.
And it's very
Hmm.
hard to get up the hill on your own. So it's
Yep.
really, really important to have the community around you. So I'm very grateful that I've had them
That's
to
wonderful.
support me.
Mhm. That is amazing. And actually, before we end this, I actually want to tell everyone specifically that something, as I said, like actually, like again, how we met and even what happened during that time, even for me back in Amsterdam. So a lot of you may not know this if you watch this podcast. A lot of you may not know this, but like about like actually it was I think it was like day 2 of the conference or whatever. I woke up and I got like an email.
An email.
I say, hey, actually a text actually from a coworker like, yo, Austin, check your work email. I'm like, word, hold up. I got to check my work email. All right. And I'm scrolling down like, yo, think something bad, they didn't want to tell me like what's happening. So long story short though, end up being, this is when Microsoft back in 2023 did like the whole 10,000, like people and a lot of different stuff. And, I was like, oh snap, I was one of them. And like that morning, and I found out, I think it was like that Thursday morning. Right. And it was a Wednesday evening or whatever back in the States. Um, like I'm saying, like the States, but anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah, like I remember like sending out, like creating a LinkedIn post, even a Twitter post. And one thing I bring this up because Debbie, I remember you particularly is one thing I genuinely appreciate is I really appreciated during that time is that there was a lot of it was a lot of like support, and I was just like
Hmm.
really overwhelmed. But more particularly, Debbie, I remember when you saw me, you're like, Austin, I see you. Boom, you're like, come here with me. And I'm like, okay, awesome. And you pulled me into like a direction. You're like, I need you to meet this
Yes, I
person, and this person.
remember.
And I was like, oh my gosh. And I remember like
Yeah.
I could literally tear up at that moment. And I just wanted to take a moment and just say like how much I genuinely like appreciate your kindness,
Thank
the
you.
like your thoughtfulness, and just how like your openness and willingness to even help me. I remember during that time. And so
And I don't think I even
like,
helped because I don't think it led to any
oh, no,
things, but
no,
right?
but
No
you were at the
leads come out
conference.
of it.
You're
But I
like,
was like, speak to everybody. Here, it's all
yeah,
these people are
you're
here.
gonna meet
Like,
this person. You're gonna meet, but yeah, I'm again, and this is like outside of the fact that like, I mean, people were swarming. Let's be honest here, Debbie. Okay,
yes.
you may not, but like you were, yeah, you're like, hold up, like, yeah, but you like just pulled me, and you're like, are you gonna meet this person? I want you to meet introduce you to this
Yeah.
person, this person, this person, and throughout the rest of the conference, you were just checking in,
It was
and
like
I
a
just thought that
speaker
was like,
dinner, wasn't it? It was like
yeah, it was speaker dinner
upstairs.
too and everything like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I just wanted to take a moment and just say like
Oh,
how much I genuinely appreciate you, and it just goes to show like just again like how what type of person you are,
oh,
and
thank
how
you.
much even though I say yes me, but also I know everyone else in the community appreciates you. So,
Thank
um,
you.
but yes, Debbie, again, it has been an honor having you here on this podcast and just honestly talking with you. I could probably go for another
This is
hour. I
this is this is why I am kind of like torn in the sense of like where do I go to
Mhm.
next?
Yeah,
Because it's really hard to leave where I am. I mean, I have to leave where I am. That's just a choice that is not
yeah,
mine.
hmm,
But to leave not just the company and the people I work with, but the community that I've built up.
hmm,
So then
yeah,
it's like, but then it's kind of like, what do I take from that? And
hmm,
where do I bring what I've learned next?
hmm,
And
yeah.
and this is the thing that I could totally just take. like a lot of companies have called me up. I've had conversations with a lot of companies and it's been
Mhm.
amazing.
Yep.
Um, but what do I do with that? I could totally take one of those smaller kind of companies. Obviously,
Yeah.
Microsoft smaller is like,
Yeah, no, yeah.
right? So excuse the
200
word,
plus
but
thousand people
yeah.
to, anything under that is pretty much, yeah.
But like, do I just redo what I just did with Playwright, but with a different product, right?
Mm, I
And then it's
see.
like, do I want to do that?
Mhm.
I could just totally get loads of money for it and just sit back and just like repeat, just like, what did I learn at
Yeah.
Playwright and just apply
Yeah.
it to another company?
Hmm.
Or do I want to help people grow and
Mm.
learn more? And
Ooh.
how can I do that? How can I best
Hmm.
use the skills I have to best
Mhm.
help the community or
Mhm.
help people? Because money is great and I do want loads of money. So I'm going to put that
Yeah.
out there because the universe
Yep.
will give it back to me. So I want loads of money.
Throw it out there. Just throw that out there, okay, y'all. Just gotta.
I want loads of money, but I don't want loads of money and just sit there doing nothing
Yeah.
because, which is stupid because I could just say, I'll take all the money and I'll go cycling for 3 hours a day and nobody would notice. And then I just get AI to do my job and I get paid loads of money and then
Mhm.
but I can't do that. I can't do that. I actually
Yeah.
can't. So I
Yeah.
need to be challenged. I'm the type of person that
Yeah.
I need to be challenged, but I need to be helping people.
Yep. Hmm.
So the
Ooh,
next role
2026.
that I'm
Ooh.
going to be doing will
Mhm.
have to be something around helping people or teaching people. Um, and I don't know. I don't know where it's going to be.
Ooh, 2026 is gonna be
With
a
loads of money,
really
Austin, loads of
amazing.
money.
I was gonna say with loads of money, okay? I was gonna say it. I was like thinking, I'm like, should I say
No,
this? Should I say
but
this? Okay, yes,
no, I
yeah,
will
but
say
yeah,
it. I
no.
will say it because I do want
Mhm.
loads of money.
Yeah.
But what's
I love it.
what's what's more important, and I really, really feel this is the most important thing,
Mhm.
is work-life balance. And that's a
Yes.
great thing I had at Microsoft and one of
Mhm.
the team I worked with.
Yep.
100%. Like I
Mhm.
went through maternity, pregnancy, the whole works.
Yep.
I was breastfeeding my boys while I was
Mhm.
working. I had
Yep.
never had a moment that there was a problem. It was like, you
Mhm.
can't predict when you can't just say, oh, I'm going to feed them between this meeting and this meeting and they have to eat it. Like
Yep.
I was able to just actually navigate that in a way that was
Mhm.
just totally okay. Just turn off
Mhm.
my camera and either during a meeting while listening or walk away and do what I need to
Mhm.
do and feed them. And it helped make my whole like motherhood
Yeah.
and the whole part
Yep.
just fantastic. And I wouldn't have been able to do it
Yep.
without a company that
Mhm.
supported me and a team that supported me. So
Yep.
I really want to work for a company
Mhm.
that is work-life balance and is not the
Yep.
type. And I did have I remember I had an interview and someone said like, oh yeah, we stay a bit longer in the office,
Oh
everyone
yeah, no,
expects you.
that's a big no. That's a big no. For even for me,
And
because it's
I'm
like
kind of
we have.
like,
Mm.
I stay in the office anyway if I want to, right? As
Mhm.
in, if I like, there are times
Mhm.
coming up to build conference, you need to get
Yeah.
stuff done.
Yeah.
You have a
Oh,
deadline.
exactly. Yeah.
You
Oh yeah.
right, but
Mhm.
no one needs to tell me how I should do my job or how I should make sure that
Yep.
deadline is,
Mhm.
So
Yep.
I'm kind of like, I want to make sure that if and it's this is another thing as well, right? When we
Mhm.
work, and
Yep.
this is the whole work from home thing. I
Mhm.
need to work for a company that's work from home because
Yep.
I do not want to be commuting in a car for an hour a day and
Oh,
losing two
yeah.
hours a
Oof.
day instead of spending that time with my family.
My family, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I love it. I love working
So
remotely. I
yeah,
love working remotely because it's like,
and
yeah, I wake up in the morning and spend time with the little one. We have breakfast,
exactly,
drop her off at daycare. We drop her off at daycare, come back home, log into work, and I mean, yeah, it's just the flexibility. Yeah, that makes so. Yeah.
Austin, I
Oh
don't
yeah.
even do daycare.
Oh what? What?
I know it's crazy,
What?
right? I need to
Okay.
write a blog post about this.
Please do. All right.
Um,
I will be waiting for that blog post because I am very curious. Wow. That is a
yes.
what?
I brought the boys when they were very small into the
Mhm.
daycare to look. I looked at the room. I saw the room. The room was smaller than this office. It was darker.
Mhm.
And I was like, I'm going to put them in that room for 8 hours a day. Now, maybe you have a beautiful daycare, but the daycare I
Mhm.
saw, I was like, I can't do that. Also, I waited 13 years for these boys. So I'm like,
Mhm.
do I want to just put them for 8 hours a day? And then the
You know.
working hours that I'm doing are different to the daycare hours. So it's like,
Mm.
this does not suit my lifestyle. So we
Yep.
figured it out. We created a routine, which is why I don't exist as a person because I
Yep.
literally am a full-time mom plus a full-time
Yep. Oh
employee.
man, that's
And
that's
then I
more
have
than
to
80. That's
sleep.
more than 80 hours a week. That's like 120, 100. I mean, with twins, that's like. I forgot how many hours in a week. But
It's
yes, the
nonstop.
entirety, all of it.
It
Okay,
is
all of it.
nonstop. But I'm still able
Mhm,
to fully do my job, but I work my job around my kids' sleep
mm,
schedules with their
yep.
napping,
Hmm.
um, and then like my husband's schedule as well. So he
Hmm.
has a job as well, and
Yep.
so working it around that, and that means I do work until 11 p.m. at night,
Yep. Yep.
right? But that's my
Yep.
choice. Now I would
Yep.
never 4 years ago if you would have said, Debbie, this company, not this company, but maybe you'll have to work till 11 o'clock at night. I'm never going to work for a company
Never
that
gonna.
never going to do that, right? But now I'm like, "Oh my
Hmm.
god, the kids are in bed,
Yeah.
house is quiet. I can do my
Get
best
some.
work right now."
Yeah, yeah, I do the same exact thing. So we put our little one down like 8:30. Now it's getting
7,
like
I'm
8:30
7 o'clock.
now. 7 o'clock. Yeah, it used to be 7:30. Then she started like her, sleep. It's been changing, and so
Nah,
like
and I'm
since it's
not
been
letting them
eight.
change. They're not
I
changing
see
until they're
they're not changing. Look out. See, 8:30. And then after that, I'm like, because I pick her up early from daycare, like I
Mhm.
leave around like 4:15 or whatever. And then I'm like, oh well, after she goes to bed, I'm like, I can log back in. Oh, sweet, awesome. Let me get like, as I said, spend some
Yeah.
time with the wifey. And then we if we got work, we log back in for the evenings. But it's like as you said, like working around like there's work-life balance, but just also making sure like, hey, you're not compromising family time for work because, as I said, those moments are precious, those
Yes.
more moments are important. Spending that. Yeah.
And and also, I don't know about you, but
Hmm.
if I was to sit down at a computer for 8 hours straight a day,
Hmm.
I cannot get as much content out in 8 hours than I
Yes.
can if I spread it out
Spread
between
it out
3
throughout the.
slots in the day,
That is so true. Yep.
right?
Hmm. I do. I work in bursts of like bursts
Yes.
and all that stuff. Trying to
Yes.
sit down and do like I'm gonna sit down and crank this out for like 3-4 hours. Like, no.
Can't
I like
no.
I have to do sprints. Like it's like
Yes.
micro sprints. I that's how I work. Even on like
Like
my day to
they
day.
mine have a 2 hour nap in the daytime still, which is
Hmm.
great because
Hmm.
while they're napping, that's 2 hours of solid work. But then you have a whole like 3 hour break before it's
Hmm.
like you're back on again, right? And
Yep.
it's your whole mindset refreshing,
Hmm.
and you're also
Yep.
outside with them. You're in parks, and you're kind of so
Yeah.
it's
Yep.
like
Oh, that's awesome. Yep. Yeah. Oh
but
yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, really
Awesome.
important. And I would love everyone in the world to be able to have what I have, which is that
Hmm.
flexibility of being able to
Yep.
have both
Hmm.
the
Yep.
family
That is.
life and the work life. I mean, now I don't have the work life, but I will have. I
Well,
will.
yeah. Well, you will soon. 2026, it will happen. Okay. Well, no, but yeah, that's so true though. It's so important. It's so important. And yeah, those moments, little ones. I mean, you don't forget, but also like yeah, it's just it's different. And I think I'm really appreciative now. Like seeing that. It's funny because before we had our little one, now like I'm like going to continue the podcast. Before we had a
Yeah.
little one, we're like, oh, we have no time. Now we're like, oh wait, no, we had all the time in the world. But
Yes.
like again, just first it's like that, but also now it's like we have to be more intricate and even more deliberate like with the way we do things, right? But it's not like a structure in the sense of like, oh, we're going to do this at this time all the time, right? Yes, there is structure, but also the flexibility of saying, hey, you know what, we also have to be able to go with the flow. And you're right,
Yeah.
right? So as you said, like, I mean, hey, can I sit down 8 hours straight throughout the day? Can I? Yes. Do I want
Yes.
to? No.
Will you be
Right, because
productive? No.
will you be productive? Not really, right? And so working within that means, and then in between there, in between that, just being able to say, hey, you know what? Let me do this, let me do that, right? And it's just like it gives your mind like that break because it's just I can't
Oh,
imagine
completely.
focusing for like 3, 2, 3, 4, however many hours just straight, unless it's like a crazy deadline that needs to happen. It's like, oh, this
Yeah.
deadline is
And then
like
you hyper focus,
pressing.
but you're
Yeah,
then
that
like,
hyper focus.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But no, as I said, it is a joy just being able to talk to you, Debbie. Finally,
Yes.
after 2.5 years or almost 3 years, it is finally to be able
Yeah.
to chat. And this is just it's been a joy. It's been an
It's been
absolute joy.
fun. Wait, why did you leave it so long? Austin,
I
come
know, I know, I
on.
know. I know.
It's
Never
all right
again,
because
never again, I promise you.
I'm going to start up my podcast and then I'll have you on and then you see that's it. Done.
Ooh, see, do the reverse Uno card, okay? I'm here for it, okay?
Yeah. I'm putting everything out to the universe. Everything's going to come back like
It's all
2026
coming.
is just
Yep, there
jinx.
we go. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Absolutely. Yep. I can't wait for it. But yes, thank you so much, Debbie. It's been great having you on,
Yes.
and yeah, I can't wait to see what 2026 has in store for you. This is gonna be amazing. And tell your little ones said hello.
Thank you. And all the best for your second, because that's going to be
Thank you.
fun.
Thank
Two
you.
is so
Two.
much more
Oh,
difficult than one.
no. I'm excited for the chaos. It's gonna be
Eyes.
beautiful. I know, right? I've had one eye over here, one eye over there. I'm excited. It's gonna be fun.
Yes,
It's gonna be fun. Will it be crazy? Absolutely, but it'll be amazing. So
it will
I'm
be.
excited. I'll
Enjoy
have to
every
blog.
second.
Thank you so much. Well, you have an amazing day or evening, I should say.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.